And this black, it's magic.
Here we are at Stirling Castle. Now, Historic Scotland, which is a government agency, so inevitably is politicised and has to promote the government's agenda. I've got a special display on here because they've dug up some story about a black person being used to pull a chariot or something as part of a play. As far as I'm concerned, that's as interesting as any other story about in history. I'm very happy to hear about that. But you know full well that when the Scottish Government agency puts on something special about that topic, it's going to be highly politicised. But to add on to that, what do they choose to bring into this allegedly sort of black history theme? Well, obviously a pole dancer and a drag artist, so-called. So let's go and have a look what's on display here at Stirling Castle. So who's featuring in this show? First of all, we've got Rhys Hollis, a gender-bending drag artist. I had a quick look online. That says degenerate show, normal drag show type of thing. His caption there talks about the oppressive conditions that black people continue to endure. I mean, in Scotland, really? Does it really make sense to be paid by the government to talk about the way you're oppressed? So he's receiving special treatment, special funding, because he's black, in order to talk about how he's oppressed in this country. Now, if you're someone of another race doing a degenerate drag show, well, you can forget it. There's no special funding from you. Or alternatively, if you're a black person doing some sort of entertainment act, but it's not LGBT, then you can push off as well. Here are some pictures from his drag show, actually, just so you can see the sort of person that they're promoting. And he says, I see this project as a form of taking black power by highlighting the black excellence of performance in Scotland, celebrating our brilliance and creativity. I'm never quite sure about that, the sort of black pride idea. Is that really what we want? Racial pride? Is that a good road to go down? Do we want all races to be proud of their race? Not so sure about that. Now, the rap he does in the forest there, the sound's not great. So I won't play it, but I've got the gist of it, listening to it very carefully. And it says things like, watch me rip up the system you've got. So I don't know what that is. Capitalism, maybe? Democratic historic institutions of Scotland and the UK? I really don't know. But he's talking about white people and black people, a power struggle mentality. He's saying the black people need to fight back against white people, I assume. And he's been given taxpayers' cash to stir up racial tension in this sort of way. He talks about how can I grow if I have no roots? But I would say, surely, can you not put down roots here? Now, I would imagine this gentleman, his family chose to uproot from a country in, I don't know, Africa, Caribbean, whatever, and decided to come to Scotland. So if he's got an axe to grind there, maybe the people he should be criticising are the generation of his family who chose to uproot from his ancestral nation, if you like, and to come to Britain or come to Scotland. And I don't actually think it is Scotland, or come to the UK. But he's not doing that. He seems to be criticising the UK or criticising Scotland as if it's somehow their fault that he feels dissociated from his ancestral traditions, I suppose. But I'd say the answer to that, though, please focus on nation instead of race. If you focus on race, you're always going to be a black man. A lot of people in Scotland are always going to be white. So you're going to say that's eternal division. You haven't got roots. You don't feel you belong. Is that the way to go? Or surely can you not focus on national identity and say, I feel part of this nation. I'm welcomed into it. People are really accepting. I can play my part. That's my identity. Okay, I happen to be black as well, but my identity is, I'm Scottish, I'm British, and that's, I know I'm enjoying living here. But no, it seems like he wants to focus on the division, and a division that is irresolvable. Right, moving on to our next performer, Kiana Walker, a pole dancer. Now, of course, everyone knows that pole dancing is a form of erotic entertainment. Normally it takes place in sort of seedy clubs. And if you look at the outfits he's wearing, that seems to match that sort of image as well. Anyway, so Historic Scotland, the government agency, think that this performance is something that needs to be shown to families and their children when they come to Stirling Castle. Then we have a Divine to Cinder, a woman who prances around in the woods with like huge slits in the front of her trousers. I don't quite get that performance. We've also got Andrea Baker, an opera singer who tells us that she's bisexual like lots of other black female singers through history. Again, that's why she's not got the job. Not because she's a particularly good singer. Maybe she is, maybe she's not. I can't really tell. But she's got the job because she's bisexual and black. Tick 2 boxes and you get the money. You get paid to perform this. Well, you can pass your own judgment on it at Stirling Castle. Right, so the video that they've made for this occasion is about 20 minutes long. I'll summarise the plot. The plot is that Devine prances through the forest and meets a black man with a PVC bra on who raps about being oppressed by white people, and then they stumble across a pole dancer in the middle of the forest, and then they go to the castle and watch a woman with a fake moustache screeching. Then they dance in a circle. The end. Now maybe I'm just not seeing the deep symbolism, but it seems to me like there's 4 random artists given a pile of cash to cobble together any old rubbish as long as it's at Stirling Castle and ticks the Black History Month and LGBT boxes. Now part of the issue here is the waste of money. Of course, Historic Scotland could respond that they're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. If you put this on, you don't have to do something else for the LGBT month as well, because you've sort of done them both in one go. So it's partly a waste of money, but worse than that is, particularly for children, is this what we want to be inducting children into when they go to the castle? Well, as far as the Scottish Government is concerned, absolutely yes. This is the epitome of their ideology. Race identity politics, and then sort of sexual, gender degeneracy, confusion, anything that departs from the norm, they want to push it onto kids, and this is just another example of it. Right, we'll just finish with a quick reminder to Historic Scotland. This is actually what people want when they go to Stirling Castle. So that's all from Stirling Castle. Just business as usual, a Scottish Government agency promoting the Scottish Government's dubious message. So that's what they've got on display here for tourists, for adults and for children who are visiting the castle.